Okay, how's that sound? Hopefully that sounds okay. That sounds okay, Joy. Secretary headset. Hopefully that sounds okay also.
Pretty soon, I reckon. So, yeah, good to go. Woo! Chop.
About 22 kilometres an hour, gusts up to around about 32 kilometres an hour. So that's from left to right on your TV screen today, which is a little bit unusual for this part of the northwest. Usually it's coming from right to left along the screen. We've had some beautiful weather up here in the northwest over the last 4 or 5 days, which has allowed the ground to somewhat dry out. The centre pitch, as you can see, it is a little bit muddy, but at the same time it has been able to be manicured in order for us to be able to. Yeah, I'm talking. There we go. We're not getting anything. The game between Burnie and Circular Head Saints here from West Park. Last time these two teams met, it was in round 6, and it was a loss to the Circular Head Saints down at Smithton. Down by 5 points. Better players. The team was Harris, Radford, Johnston, Marriott, Hersey and Arnold. A couple of goal kickers, Zoe Johnson and Georgia Edwards. For the Burnie women, Kath Witherden, Summer French, Kayla Keogh, Hoiberg Cox, at least that is, Kiara Voss and Taylor Hoiberg Cox also did quite well in the game down at Smithton. We just got underway. And looks like Denby's, in fact, it's Summer French in the ruck for Burnie. Tap comes back out the back. Breaky overruns the football. Pack develops. Still no one able to get the ball free. And we're going to have another ball up. Heading towards the Smithton end of the ground. Circular Head went it down. No one able to clear. Couple of taps. Handball there by Witherden. Comes out to Elise Hoiberg Cox. Handball though doesn't find intended target. Free pick goes to Piper Wickham. She kicks inside forward, 50 for the first time. That's a good mark going back with the flight of the football. That's Summer French, who's started in the ruck today. Kicks towards 25 metres out. No one's able to take the mark. Running up, picking up the ball was Wickham. Ball knocked free. Hoiberg Cox over the top. Same with Smithton. Witherden drags them down. And we're going to get a ball up. .25 metres out from the Burnie goal. Going to repeat the dosage. Harris there. For Smithton. No one able to clear. Hoiberg Cox Witherden apply the tackle again. Goal kickers last time for the Burnie side. Chloe Gillett and Kayla Keogh. Ball out wide to the pocket, picking it up, turning around. It's Burnie. Kick goes another 5 metres, but still towards the pocket. No one able to take clean possession. Another ball up will result just inside the boundary line, point post. We're at the eastern end of the ground, towards a surf club, city end. Huge swarm of players around the football again. This will be double figures for ball up since the start of the quarter. Harris, Davis for Burnie. And she's wrapped up in another tackle. Up to a dozen. Ball ups. Davis tries to get the hit free. Hersey up against her. Davis again. Pyle. Hoiberg Cox reels around on that left, drop the football. That'll be holding the football. Indeed it is. Free kick to Smithton. Circular head Saints. It's going to go the way of Harris. Just find someone all on her own. And away they go to circular head. Release from the defensive 50 towards centre wing. Kate Monday wing side. So that's the Bass Highway side. French repels. Witherden. Kick inside 50. In the path of Davis. Picks it up. Tackled. Released. Ball to ground. No one able to pick the ball up cleanly. We're going to have another ball up. Almost 5 minutes in to the first quarter. Ball out. Witherden kicks the ball inside forward 50. At 15 metres out. Far side of the goal face. And a player wrapped up in a tackle. Holding the football. Circular head free. Deep in the defensive 50. As I mentioned, good contest between these two sides last time. Round 6, down at circular head. Witherden now gets the kick towards the top of the goal square. Good circular head defensive mark. Out towards the forward 50. Smith wrapped up in a tackle. And we will see another ball up. French, tap down. Harris versus Witherden. Hoiberg Cox comes streaming clear from the contest. Kicks with the left to the near side. And that's the first score of the game. So, one behind. Goes to Taylor Hoiberg Cox and the Burnie Dockers. Kick out towards the 50, defensive side of the ground. That's the grandstand side. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go to Harris. For Smithton, being circular head, being prominent early. Looking for the first of the rotations for the Burnie Dockers here. Harris. Kick. Doesn't find the intended target in Johnston. Balls comes back towards Taylor Hoiberg Cox. And she's wrapped up on a tackle by Zahritu Harris. French taps it down. Handball goes straight up and down. Hoiberg Cox over the top. Harris over the top of her. Grabs it back in. Umpire says we will repeat. Another ball up. That's 60 metres out from the Burnie goal. Grandstand side of the ground. Again, no one able to clear. Asher Porteous for Smithton doing some heavy work there. McLaren, the captain for Smithton, almost gets the tap out. Ball comes to Witherden. Tackled by Harris. Kick, misses the mark. Jumping on top of Harris now is Breakey. Umpire says no one able to get rid of it. We'll have another ball up. Almost centre wing now. So they're slowly making their way towards the western end of the ground. The circular head Saints, after another ball up, has been called by the umpire. Michaela House on top. French takes it out of the ruck, kicks the ball inside forward 50. A bit of a mongrel kick. Jumping on top of it was Sayward for circular head. Gets a boot to ball, doesn't go anywhere though. Handball comes out to Keogh. She kicks inside forward 50. It's out deep in the pocket. Hoiberg Cox trying to run onto it. The umpire's picked out a free kick. Possibly for in the back. Now Burnie Docker player. Have a shot on goal, and that is Abby O'Connor. Kick though. Taken by Smithton. Back out towards forward 50. Deep into the pocket. Breakey first one there. It's dropping the football umpire. They've missed the call. Able to repel through the services of Baker. Trying to get it forward. And is deemed to have been legged as Michaela House, the vice-captain for Burnie. Kicking the ball inside forward 50, deep into the pocket. That's a good mark there by Abby O'Connor. Prominent early up in the forward line for the Burnie Dockers. We see French come off now. Replacing her is McGrail. So I'm guessing she might go straight into the ruck. So O'Connor kicks to about 25 metres out. Does she find her intended target? That she does. Good smother there. On the mark by Zoe Johnston for Smithton. Ball goes to ground with it and wraps up her circular opponent in a tackle. And we'll have another ball up. 25 metres out from the Burnie goal. Another ball up. We'll start. Witherden dives on top of it with Harris. Unable to get the clearing kick, a circular head. Got another 5 metres, or inched 5 metres forward. Towards the top of the 50 inside the Burnie Dockers forward line. Taylor Hoiberg Cox runs onto it. She's dangerous on that left boot. Good tackle applied by Eva Radford. And that's deemed to be holding the football, says the umpire. So Radford now takes the kick. And Hoiberg Cox has run over the mark. Remember, you have to stand the mark, Taylor. So 50-metre penalty applied. Takes them up to centre wing position. Radford, kick, half forward. No one able to take the mark. Baker tried for Burnie, comes to ground, follows up with a tackle. Applies that on Kelsey Smith. Ball up will result. McGrail versus McLaren. Captain for circular head. Sharing the duties today with Sayward. Ball knocked forward for Burnie. Back towards centre wing. Getting her hands on the football's Moran. Wrapped up in a tackle. Have another ball up. Centre wing position. Right in front of the grandstand. Taken high in a tackle with Zara Hayward. She will receive the free kick for circular head. This time will be the first forward entry inside forward 54 circular head over the top of Baker. The intended target there was Johnston. Ball knocked 25 metres out. Now to 15. Hersey working hard. Diving on it. Van Norden. No one able to clear, and we're going to get a ball up 20 metres out of the, directly in front of the circular head goal to the western end of the ground. First scoring opportunity here for circular head. Picking it up, Jenkins. Knocked it loose, was Witherden, jumps on top of the football. And a free kick is going to go the way of Tanner Jenkins. Kicking in danger, says the umpire. She's about 35 metres out. I'd say it might be just over her distance. She's kicking it with a favourable breeze. Getting back, defending well is Kirby Breakey. She kicks, clearing kick from the goal square, but it goes straight into the hands of Abby Edwards. And Edwards here will take a mark about 35 metres out on about a 15-degree angle. So Edwards should be kicking from around about 40. Kicks. No one able to take the mark. Circular head had their kick smothered. Jenkins. Back to McLaren. Kicker on goal. Goes across the face and it's one behind. So McLaren first score for circular head. So it's one behind each. And we are almost 15 minutes into the first quarter. First change for circular head Saints coming onto the ground. A player on the team sheet. We'll have to find out who that is a little bit later on. Even though we went down into the rooms and got them to check. Ball up. Cross half forward for circular head. Trying to get the clearing kick was House for Burnie. Picking it up inside the forward 50 was Atkins Denby. The kick's a mongrel, but it clears the defensive 50 for Burnie. Goes to the opposite flank and we'll have another ball up. It's a game of inches so far. One behind a piece. McGrail gets the tap down this time. Goes inside the centre square. Back out towards centre wing on the Cape Monday side. That's the roadside wing on the far side of the ground when you're looking at it from the picture on your screen. And we're going to have another ball up. Not much in it between the two teams at the moment. Burnie have had the majority of possession inside their forward half. Atkins Denby gets the ball inside forward 50 with a clearing kick from the centre wing ball up. Giving away the free kick though was Reece Davis, and circular will take it out towards centre wing. And good, taking a mark with circular head. Grandstand side of the ground now. That's Eva Radford. That's a good kick inside forward 50. Looking for Nafare. Goes past it, picked up by Kirby Breakey. Takes on one, takes on two tacklers. Sprints away, kicks, outside defensive 50. Follows up. Overruns the football. Up against Howard. Gets it back to Breakey. Tries to get the clearing kick, smothered. She follows up for the third time. House this time, wrapped up in a tackle, brought to ground. That's holding the football, says the umpire. We're around about 50 metres out. Grandstand side of the ground. Eva Radford, outside a distance. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Kicking towards the top of the goal square. Running onto it, getting a handball. Was Van Norden. No one able to clear the football, and we'll get a ball up. 20 seconds to go. We're 15 metres out from the circular head goal. Hoping to have a chat with Liam Davies from the circular head Saints, the senior coach at quarter time in the women's match. Seeing how he's enjoyed his stint down at circular head in 2025 as playing senior coach. And that's the siren at the end of the first quarter. We have Burnie and circular head Saints at 1 point apiece. And those point scorers for Burnie Dockers went to Taylor Hoiberg-Cox and Liana McLaren, one of the two captains for circular head. In the development game, just before the women's today, we saw Burnie comprehensively defeat Circular Head. 20 goals, 14, 133 to Circular Head. No goals, 4 behinds, 4 in total. Welcome back here to West Park in Burnie as we see the quarter-time scores between the Burnie Dockers in the women's at 1 behind versus Circular Head Saints also 1 behind. Joining me in at quarter-time is the senior playing coach of the Circular Head Saints, Mr. Liam Davies. So, Liam, how's the season unfolded for you, taking on the venture of playing coach down at Circular Head?
Yeah, it's been good. Really enjoying my time in Smithton. It's been a pretty smooth transition, really. Moved down at the start of the year, obviously having lived in Launceston the last, about 8 years. It was a bit of a different start, obviously not being able to train pre-Christmas, but since moving to Smithton, everyone's been welcoming. The community's really got around me, and really enjoyed it. And the football, it's been a good challenge. Something, as I've said previously, good change up for me, being a player, and probably became a little bit complacent with my footy. And I think the challenge of coaching has really brought a new passion for footy for me.
So you've come from North Launceston. You were previously, obviously, down on the northwest coast, playing or predominantly at Ulverston.
Yep.
Came across and played at Burnie for a little bit. Is that right?
No,
was that your brother?
That was my brother.
My apologies.
Trav played in the 2012 TSL flag here at Burnie. So
yep.
I played at Ulverston my juniors and first couple of years of seniors, and went over and had a little taste of TSL with Devonport.
Yep.
And then moved to North Lonnie at the start of 2019 as I was up in Launceston for uni. So played in the 2019 TSL flag with North Lonnie, played 2020, and then moved to Longford for the last 4 years, and then made the move to Smithton.
And did you, at Longford, were you involved in the coaching capacity at all there, or just as a playing player?
It was probably my first taste of leadership group experience, and really enjoyed sort of bringing across what I knew from football to quite a young Longford side, and we were able to get some senior success there and a premiership in 2022. So that was a huge event. And, good timeline. And then last year took on the under-18 coaching role at Longford, and that was an eye-opening experience, and that was sort of what drove me to go, right, I think I'm ready for that next step. Whether that was assistant coaching or taking on a head coach role, I was really, really excited for the opportunity, so absolutely loved it. And the approach, did that come directly from Grant Jackson and the Circular Head board, or was it something that you scoped out yourself? Sort of. They approached me, Grant and Rob Coates.
Yep.
I played under Rob Coates. He was assistant coach for the under 18 rep side in 2015, so I had that connection there with him. And he reached out to me probably at the perfect time, really. I was sort of weighing up options of change, and they just sort of contacted me and sort of weighed it up with my partner, and she was like, let's do it. I was like, righto, we'll make the move. Big move.
Absolutely, it's a huge move. Coming from the northern part of the state, and you're living in Launceston, playing at Longford. Nonetheless, in saying that, there'd be some similarities playing at the country/regional team. So, Longford and, being the Tigers, and Circular Head obviously being the Saints. Now, so you're now living down at Smithton. From what I hear, you've done nothing but really positive things. You're really coaching the playing group with regards to style of play, and you're also being very active as Burnie make their way forward. And jumping on top of the football there for Circular Head was Georgia Brown repelling. They're going to go back again, Burnie, kick inside, and it's across the face of goal and be a boundary throw-in. So we're almost a minute in, deep inside the Burnie forward 50. So you've been very active in the recruiting space. Tell us about a number of the players that the club's brought across.
Yeah, recruiting is obviously a massive thing for Circular Head.
And you weren't
now well aware, it's very difficult to recruit players to the area, being so far away. So, we had to look elsewhere and look to the over the mainland. Grant Jackson obviously had a few contacts over there, or with his basketball. A couple of the imports from Melbourne through Somerset Basketball Club, and just had a few contacts over there. That a few of the boys are looking for a change, and the Devils obviously coming in was sort of a key factor in them wanting to have a crack and test themselves over here, and hopefully, if everything goes well, they'll be chasing the Devils in the near future. And obviously, recruiting's a big forefront for Circular Head.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask you about a few of the players very shortly. Goal there to Taylor Hoiberg-Cox. So being very dominant, she was able to make hay while the football was deep down into their pocket. From that boundary throw-in, she gets the first major on the board. So it's 1-1-7 Burnie versus Circular Head, one behind. Free kick will go to Summer French in the middle for Burnie. And again, they go inside forward 50. No one able to take the mark. Ball comes to Gown. Kicking it was Davis. Looking for, unfortunately not finding, French. Monique, that is. Harris. Grabbed by Davis. Ball comes out. Running over the top of the football there was Edwards. Wrapped up in a tackle was Witherden by Harris, and deemed to be across the shoulder, and so she will take the free kick. Now tell us in particular about some of the boys of Sudanese descent. So Jock Niop, your Nyan Jock, Boom Kwang, and BK Bayer. Is that right?
BRBR.
Oh, BRBR. So
nickname BK.
BKBR.
Yep.
So tell us about those boys and how they've fitted into the side, and what about their athletic prowess when it comes to the game of Australian rules footy?
Yeah, their athletic prowess is probably the thing that's really untapped. So that's the thing I'm most excited about developing. Is they're only quite young. I think the oldest is 23, the youngest is only 21. So that being Josh Muhammad there. So they're, like I said, they're untapped and got so much athleticism, and when they're so much wow factor. So the development, I think since the start of the year they've developed nicely, but still got a long way to go, and as I said, they're quite young. So excited for that to develop, and more so they've really fitted into the side quite nicely, and not just that, the community as well. So
I was going to ask you about that. How are they integrated into the community coming from major metropolitan areas? We see Abby O'Connor for Burnie kick the second goal, so they go to 2-1-13, leading Circular Head one behind. We're about 5 minutes into the second quarter. So how have they fitted into the community coming from a major metropolitan area?
Yeah, it's quite funny. Like, you'd think they'd be a little bit shocked by how quiet it was, but I think they were honestly looking for that change where it's quite more quiet, from the hustle and bustle of Melbourne. When they come across the first time, and we sort of showed them around, they were like, couldn't believe that there was only 2 sets of traffic lights, and they obviously they help out with the juniors and the under-18s. So Josh Muhammad helps out the under-18s. He's a bit of a mentor. Boom Kwang is the under-16s coach and done a really good job there with those boys, getting them off the ground. And Yor and BK and Jock are just, well respected by all the kids. Like, I think that's the most exciting thing, is all the kids being involved in the club now. So all coming and watching the senior games and getting around these fellas, and they return the favour. They get around the kids really well, and the community has really embraced them, and they've embraced the community, which has been even better.
That's great to hear. I hear you've also got people like Brody Knight, Jamar Jackson, yourself, Matty Elliott, Tommy Charles. Originally coming from elsewhere, but now at Circular Head, but have got a lot of senior experience. How have they provided level heads for the younger group that are coming through, on the style of play that you're trying to facilitate?
Oh, they've been fantastic for me. Obviously having that senior experience, and and playing in different brands of footy. Obviously, neither playing at Burnie, and Hamill and Tommy Charles coming from Wynyard, although Tommy's originally a Smithton boy, but having played under some good coaches and similar playing styles. They've added another layer to how I go about my coaching, which is really, really helpful. And yeah, their words, if I'm ever struggling for some input, their words are really, really helpful. So.
Now, last time you played Burnie down at Circular Head, I think you went down by around about 7 goals. I think that might have been in round 5, so 43 points, so 7 goals it was. Nonetheless, throughout the game, you're actually really competitive for parts there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do here today. As you well know, ground is in reasonable condition, but the conditions with regards to the wind and so forth are really favourable for a great game, and I'm looking forward to the style of footy you play today. So what's the expectation leading into today's game against the Burnie Dockers?
Yeah, last time we played them, we were obviously in the game at half-time. I think it was only a goal in it at half-time. I can't remember which way, but to go down by, I think it's 43 points or something like that. It was disappointing because I thought we actually played really well. Since then we've obviously improved. Same with Burnie though, but our game style's changed a little bit. We're a little bit more brave and confident with ball in hand, and we're willing to take the game on. We've got some speed, got some young boys that are starting to develop along nicely, so we're giving them every opportunity to really own their craft and take the game on and just build some confidence.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do today. Thanks for taking the time to come up here and have a bit of a chat with us at quarter time in the girls. So we just see Michaela House kick the 3rd goal for Burnie, so they now move to 3-1-19, leading Circular Head Saints 1 behind. All the best today, mate, and for the remainder of the season. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you. I'm assuming you contract next year for Circular Head Saints and the development moving forward.
Yep. Thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Liam Davies there from the Circular Head Saints. And we're underway again, 3-1-19. House was the last goal scorer there for Burnie. So that's 3 in the second period. Around about 10 minutes in now. Harris, first time they've been able to go centre forward. Smithton, unable to get on top of the football there was Abby Edwards. Ball's repelled by Hoiberg Cox. Another good mark there by House. Looking inboard. No one able to take the mark for Burnie, and Hersey in the last line of defence for Circular Head. She plays on, goes Cade Monday, roadside wing. Hoiberg Cox gets the handball, release. Umpire says it was a throw, incorrect disposal, so the free kick will go to Circular Head. The girls look a little bit confused down there. Don't think it was the officiating umpire. So, number 17, Liana McLaren will take the kick. She kicks towards the centre. Getting a hand on the football was Taylor Hoiberg Cox. Up against Smith. They're able to kick it forward, knock it forward again. Burnie, Moran follows up. Wrapped up in a tackle, but it was across the shoulder according to the umpire, officiating umpire, so she will take the kick about 45 metres out directly in front. It's a horrible effort. Taylor Hoiberg Cox deemed to have been obstructed across the shoulder. She will take the free kick. Very fortunate, one would think. So Hoiberg Cox now plays on that left boot, kicks the top of the goal square. Good mark taken by Annalise Hersey. 2 in the space of a minute. She comes grandstand side, out towards the defensive 50, finds Georgia Brown. Daughter of Circular Head stalwart Pete. And the ball there was French. Kicks it back towards the forward 50. McGrail kicks inside forward 50, straightens it up. Getting a hands on it. Moving it forward was Pyle. Unable to take the mark was O'Connor. Well done there by Circular Head as they repel. And the teammate unable to take the mark. McGrail goes forward. Knocks the ball towards Moran. And now the umpire has called a free kick. Some form of obstruction. The player's going to be removed from the ground. It was off the ball. And looks like they will have 10 minutes on the sideline. Player replacing her there was Monique French. Ball up inside forward 50. Grandstand side of the ground. No one able to clear. McGrail hands it back to the umpire. Tap down from McLaren to Harris. Harris was deemed to be pushed in the back by Witherden. And Harris now will take the kick. Goes inboard, looking for, finding, this time, Hersey, Chloe. She goes towards the wing, but it's marked there by Rachel Buckley for the Burnie Dockers. So centre wing position, right in front of the interchange. Rachel Harvey. Kicks towards the forward 50, same side of the ground. No one able to clear or take the mark. Ball's kicked back out by Burnie player in Pyle. Comes back in through Hoiberg Cox. Elise, that is, wheels around onto her right boot. She finds House 25 metres out, so she'll be kicking from 30. Hasn't got enough penetration. Been touched, and it's through for one behind. So they move to 3-2-20. Circular Head, one behind. 2.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Kick out by Circular Head. Georgia Brown out towards grandstand side of the ground. Contesting there was Kelsey Smith. Ball knocked over the boundary line. We will have another boundary throw in. Very congested game. Getting a bit confused there was McLaren with Smith. Handball goes astray. Burnie are able to move it forward another 15 metres. Still right next to the boundary line, deep inside that pocket. Grandstand side of the ground. They're only about 20 metres out. Circular Head captain gets the handball away. Comes to Breaky. Breaky out back to Rachel Harvey. Wrapped up in a tackle. She had opportunity and has deemed to be holding the football. And the free kick there will go to Kelsey Smith. Been lively in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Kelsey Smith, the Smithton. She goes short. Good kick. Finds Porteous. Goes to play on. Drops the football. Comes towards Taylor Hoiberg Cox. Ball spills free. Moran gets over the top of it. Tries to get a handball clear, but she's been deemed to be taken across the shoulder by the Circular Head defence, and she will have a shot on goal. She's about 25 metres out by the time she kicks the football on a slight angle, directly behind her. She got enough penetration. Looking for someone. Gets a bit of air onto it. It's going to go to the grandstand side of the goal face, and it'll go through for one behind to Chloe Moran. That's her first score today. So Burnie will move to 3-4-22, leading Smith 3-3-21. Leading Circular Head Saints one behind. Ball moves back out now towards the defensive 50 for Burnie. Jumping on top of the football there was Kirby Breaky. She was deemed to be pushed in the back, and a free kick will result. So Kirby Breaky will kick the ball inside forward 50 here. No one able to take the mark. And wrapped up in a tackle was Burnie. Might have been House. And we will have a Free kick. No, a ball up right on the half-time siren. So at half-time we see the Burnie Dockers 3-3. 21. Circular Head Saints. One behind, 1 point. Goal kickers for the Burnie Dockers, all in the second term. Taylor Hoiberg-Cox, Abby O'Connor and Michaela House are the 3 goal kickers with 1 apiece. Circular Head Saints not yet able to register a major. Last time they met, as I mentioned before, was 5 points the margin, 2 goal kickers each. Burnie were able to come away with an extra 5 points to their name and take the win down at Circular Head. The teams currently, as they stand on the ladder, are as follows. In 5th place are the Burnie Senior Women, where they've played 11. They've won 3 games. They've lost 8. And they have a winning percentage of 20.82. So their for and against is 132 to 634. Circular Head Women, they've played 11. They've won 1. They've got a winning percentage of 11.63. And they've lost 10 of the 11 games in which they've played, with a for of 102 and against 877. We'll take a break here from West Park Oval in Burnie, where we see in the NWFL Senior Women's game, 3-3-21, the Burnie Dockers lead the Circular Head Saints 1 behind, and we'll see you in around about 15 minutes.
Recruiting's obviously a massive thing for Circular Head.
And you weren't
well aware it's very difficult to recruit players to the area, being so far away. So, we had to look elsewhere and look to the Josh Muhammad there. So, they're, like I said, they're untapped and got so much athleticism and, when they're so much wow factor. So we're giving them every opportunity to really own their craft and, take the game on and, just build some confidence.
Hasn't got enough penetration. Been touched, and it's through for 1 behind. She got enough penetration. Looking for someone. Gets a bit of air onto it. It's going to go to grandstand side of the goal face, and saying you can't get a picture down there?
No. You got the idea with this is to be in the centre of the ground.
What about from the timekeeper?
Yeah. No, it's going to sound terrible. Absolutely shocking.
Welcome back to West Park for the third quarter and start of the second half of the game between the Burnie Dockers women versus the Circular Head Saints women. As I mentioned before, it's a balmy 13 degrees, top of 13 today. Wind still coming from the east around about 20 kilometres an hour. On occasion, we get gusts up to around about 30-odd kilometres an hour. The Burnie women are back out onto the field. And Circular Head Saints women are now breaking from their half-time huddle. And they're making their way back out onto the ground. We see Burnie Dockers 3-3-21, leading Circular Head Saints one behind. Quarter time, it was one behind each. And the Burnie Dockers did all the scoring, and that went towards the right of screen, towards the western end of the ground. Three goal kickers were Tella Hoiberg-Cox, Michaela House, and also Abby O'Connor. Just waiting for the umpire's signal. Start of the second half. Just waiting for some patrons, young children, just to jump the fence. One of the young fellas is really struggling to get up over the top. All in the name of safety. Had a chat with Liam Davies at quarter time. Hopefully having a chat at three-quarter time with Bailey Bogue from the Burnie Dockers. Liam Davies being the playing coach of the Circular Head Saints, enjoying his time down in Smithton. Getting the tap there was Summer French for Burnie, knocking it 5 metres forward. Jumping on top of the ball was Taylor Hoiberg-Cox, and got a ball up Harris this time. Ball comes back out to McLaren. McLaren tries to get a kick. Hasn't gone anywhere. Breakey's in the thick of it. And get another ball up. Directly in the centre. French gets the kick. Takes it out of the ruck. Ball's knocked forward. Keogh loses possession. Ball out far wing. Gillett. Players dive on the football, including Harris for Circular Head, and we will have a ball up. Centre forward for Burnie. Taken cleanly out of the ruck was McLaren. Handballs it back to a teammate. wrapped up in a tackle. Another ball up will result. That teammate was Zoe Johnston. Not going anywhere, no clearance. There's a horde of players around the football. French just telling everyone to get out so that we can knock it forward. So French tries to take it out of the ruck, and then she doesn't get boot to ball. Ball comes to ground, and we're going to have another ball up. Across the half-forward flank for Burnie. Grandstand side of the ground, just in front of the point. Heading towards University of Tasmania / City End. Ball hasn't moved. Witherden's on top. Top of her is Harris. McLaren versus French. French. House. Kicks it inside forward 50. Good defence there by Georgia Brown. Sweet Georgia Brown. Doing well for circular head. Harris dives on top of the Burnie player. Back towards the top of the defensive 50 for circular head. That player being Monique French for Burnie. Umpire says there was a knee there, and a free kick has been given away by circular head ruckman and captain McLaren. Summer French will take the free kick. She'll be kicking from outside 50. So this will go deep, one would imagine. Of course, she hits a lead. No, she decides to go long and deep. A little wide. Unable to get on top of it was Keogh. Ball comes out towards Hoiberg Cox. Turns a player out on a dime. Kicks on a left from the wrong side for a left footer. Not a bad effort. But it stays that side of the point post. So that's her second for today. One in the first. One behind in the first. Another in the third. So 2 goals, a 1 goal 2 to Taylor Hoiberg Cox as circular head release. And that's good defensive pressure so far by circular head. Giving away the free kick was Witherden. They've now made it cross to half back. Just in front of the point. Player with the free kick is Kelsey Smith. Kicks to centre wing. Unable to take the mark is Millie Baker. Burnie Tigers NWBU Premiership player. Playing across half back today. Direct opponent is Sophie Marriott. Ball comes back to Witherden from the pack. She kicks. No one able to take the mark. Harris on top of the football now. Wrapped up in a tackle by Breakey. Ball goes to ground. I'm going to get a ball up here. Moran involved. Along with Porteous for circular head. Hoiberg Cox. Taylor tries to go clear of the contest. Circular head. And get the kick. Handball back to Harris. Harris misses the contact with Saywood. And a free kick has been given away. And that's by Smith. And the free kick will be going to Reese Davis. She's looking inboard. Dangerous kick. Hoiberg Cox. Elise. Up against Arnold. Gets some assistance from Moran. And wrapped up in a tackle. We'll get a ball up. Now umpire's taking it back out of the mud in the middle of the circle. So we're centre wing, grandstand side, wrapped up in a tackle was Zara Saywood, co-captain with McLaren. The ruckman. French, McLaren, French. Falls to the ground. Deemed to have been taken high. And she fell to the ground. She'll get the free kick. Sides to play on now. Kicks round, looking for, finding Taylor Hoiberg Cox. Follows up even though she doesn't take the mark. She runs over the football this time with it and picks it. Is wrapped around in a tackle. Gets a boot to ball. Gets it forward another 10 metres. And Reese Davis was first there. Ripped off the football. Didn't have possession. She's deemed to have received the free kick. Half forward flank for Burnie. Reese Davis decides to wheel around now. Plays on. Kicks inside forward 50. 35 metres to 40 metres out. Breakey picks it up. Wheels around. Kicks right on her right foot. At 20 metres out. No one able to take the mark. Cow had an attempt at it. It's wrapped up in a tackle and ball up will result. Davis takes it out of the ruck. Play on, says the umpire. Wheels around onto a right boot. And Davis kicks the first of the third quarter. And that'll be their fourth. That's her first in quarter number 3. So Burnie go to 4-4-28. Circular head, 1 behind. Goal kickers for Burnie in the second quarter. Taylor Hoiberg, Cox, Michaela House and Abby O'Connor. And the first of the third goes to Reese Davis. That was smart football there by Reese Davis. Taking it out of the ruck. Then playing on. Wheeling around onto her right boot. Ball up. Ball comes to Smith for circular head. And we're going to get another ball up. French this time for Burnie. Doesn't go anywhere though. Lands in the hands of Hoiberg Cox. Taylor that is. And we'll repeat the last stoppage. Ball taken by Harris this time. Follows up with a handball. She gets it about 15 metres forward to the advantage. And a free kick has been given away by Burnie. So circular head will now take the kick from inside the centre square. Hoiberg Cox. Burnie back with defensive numbers. Comes out to Bronte Gillett. The kick goes awry. Back inside forward 50 for circular head. Overrunning the football was Hersey. Annalise. Getting her hands on the pill, moving it forward with Zoe Johnston. Taylor Hoiberg Cox wrapped up in a tackle on the end of it. That was done there by Emma Van Norden, and we will have another ball up. No one able to clear. Finally, the captain does. McLaren kicks to the top of the goal square. No one able to take the mark. Elise Hoiberg Cox runs away with the football. Good speed. Kicks out towards space in front of Summer French. French able to get the ball moving forward. Who's on the back end of that? It looks like it's Elise Hoiberg Cox. She follows up. She kicks inside forward 50. Again, she's kicking to space. That's a good kick. She's got teammates galore. Let's see what they can do with it. Moran wrapped up in a tackle. Good defence by circular head. Running onto the football there was Harris, and she's been wrapped up in a tackle, but across the shoulder, free kick given away by Reese Davis. Harris kicks. Still inside forward 50. Finds Sayward. Moves the ball forward quickly. That's good movement by circular head. Across half forward. Dropping the football there was Howard. Comes out to Marriott. Marriott gets a handball. Buckley wrapped up in a tackle, I think, for Burnie. No. House. And we will get a ball up. Cross half forward for Smithens. Oh, good ball movement there by circular head. I'd say that'd be in the back. Kelsey Smith was the person that received it. No, says the umpire. That's deemed to be holding the football. And taking the free kick will be Kirby Breakey. Great defensive pressure there by Kirby Breakey. She kicks out towards Elise Hoiberg Cox. Misses a football. Running onto it was Bronte Gillett. A kick goes awry. Heads further wide. Not able to take the ball cleanly was Burnie. Harris gets on the end of it. She kicks towards half forward again. But jumping back with the flight of the football, showing some courage, was Millie Baker. Baker in towards centre. No one able to take the mark. Getting her hands to it was Davis. Cleared there by Burnie. Moran overruns the football. Summer French gets boot to ball. She's been prolific today. Abby O'Connor inside forward 50. Great tackle there by Annalise Hersey, but it seemed to be in the back, umpire says. And the free kick will go to Abby O'Connor for Burnie. Now she's inside forward 50. She's on a 45-degree angle. But she'll be kicking from around about 50 metres out. She tries to hit up and spots Reese Davis. Crowder ups. 30 metres out from goal. Directly in front. Reese Davis. Kicked one this quarter. This time she's to the right of the goal post. And it's one behind. 4 goals, 5. Plays one behind. Circular head Saints are the one behind. Burnie Dockers 4 goals, 5. Ball back out towards the 50-metre mark on the Cape Monday side wing. Getting a boot to ball was Ash Porteous. Doesn't go far. Hoiberg Cox involved along with Witherden and company on the far side of the ground. And Reece Davis. Ball gets thrown up. No one able to clear. Then the captain does. McLaren kicks it towards centre wing. French posing ruckman. Gets the ball out to Elise Hoiberg Cox. Gets a boot to ball. It's inside forward 50. Buckley. Rachel Harvey. Going to be pushed in the back and she will receive the free kick. On a severe angle. She won't have the distance. Plays on quickly. Comes inboard. Kicks to the top of the goal square. No one able to take the mark. Getting her hands on it is Davis. Umpire says give it to me. And we will have a ball up 15 metres out. Directly in front of Burnie's goal. Kicking to the eastern side of the ground. No one able to take the mark. Ball cleared. Comes to Elise Hoiberg Cox. She kicks inside. Forward 50. Free kick given away by Burnie on the last line of defence. And that will be going to Circular Head. Oh, the kick by Circular Head goes straight to Rachel Harvey. She's run down in a tackle by Georgia Brown. Circular Head clear this time. But a kick again is a right. It'll land in the hands of Burnie. Cross half forward. Elise Hoiberg Cox. Inside forward 50. Mark taken there by Circular Head. Might have been Hersey. She kicks again. It's just like a ping-pong battle on the table tennis circuit. Elise Hoiberg Cox, she kicks back inside forward 50 again, just to a pack of players. No one able to take the marks. Smithton try to bust their way out of it through the services of Zoe Johnston. She's wrapped up in a tackle. Ball up results. Comes to Summer French. She kicks the ball from taking out of the ruck. Running onto it now is McGrail. She takes on 1, 2, and that's going to be holding the football. No, says the umpire. Play on. Balls come to ground. I'll have it. We'll have a ball up. 30 metres out in front of the Burnie Dockers goal. Witherden gets her boot to ball. Back towards Harvey. Dives on top of the football. She could be pinged here. She's brought it in. No, says the umpire. She got one across the shoulders and she will receive the free kick. She's on a severe angle. Cape Monday wing. So roadside, pocket. She kicks further forward. Davis is the target. Unable to take it. Georgia Brown releases for Smithton. She finds Kelsey Smith. Cross half back. Kicks towards centre wing. Cape Monday side of the ground still. No one able to take the ball cleanly. Knocking it forward was McCulloch for Burnie. Elise Hoiberg Cox repels again. Been prominent in the third quarter. Around. Lays a tackle. Inside forward 50 by Burnie. McGrail tries to get the handball clear. Knocked out. No one able to take clean possession. Porteous tries to get a kick for Smithton. Smothered. And we'll have another ball up. Again, deep inside the Burnie Dockers goal. Forward area. Taking it there. Having a shot on goal. It's not a bad effort. It's to the near side was Burnie. I think that might have been Reece Davis. And that'll be a second behind for the quarter. So she's kicked 1 goal, 2. They move to 4-6-30. Circular Head, 1 behind. Free kick given to Burnie. And that was going to go to Pyle. She was the one that kicked it, but it went further afield. So Moran now will take the kick inside forward 50. She kicked to the top of the goal square, asking for some teammates to get in front. They're unable to take a mark. The siren sounds. So at 3-quarter time It's Burnie. Four goals, 6. 4 goals, 6. Burnie. 30, leading Circular Head a single point, which they scored in the first quarter. So they yet to get on the score sheet with their first major, as we see our senior men for Circular Head and possibly Burnie come out and do their warm-up at three-quarter time in the prelude. That being the men's senior game between Circular Head Saints and also the Burnie Dockers here at West Park. Hopefully, very shortly, we'll have a bit of a chat with Burnie Docker senior player, co-captain in Bailey Bogue, state representative, during the three-quarter time break. We'll take a quick break here from West Park Oval, and we'll look forward to seeing you very shortly as the Burnie Docker senior men come out to start their warm-up. Water. This time she's to the right of the goalpost area. Taking it there, having a shot on goal. It's not a bad effort. It's to the near side was Burnie. I think they might have been. Welcome back to West Park, where we have a balmy 13 degrees at the moment. Wind still coming from left to right of your screen. And we're going to be seeing Burnie kicking to the right of screen in the last quarter. 4-6-30, the Burnie Dockers lead Circular Head Saints, one behind. That was the first score of the game. And yet they haven't yet to register a major. Joining me in the commentary booth up here at West Park in the grandstand is co-captain and one of the senior state players for the Burnie Dockers, Bailey Bogue. Welcome, Bailey. Beautiful day here at West Park. You'd be glad for the conditions here as opposed to the usual prevailing winds.
Yeah, that's right, X. Beautiful day here, so unfortunately not out there today, but Yeah.
Injured
just
in
a little, just a little bit fresh, I think. That's probably the only downfall here, but
doesn't look
beautiful
it. It does. It's a beautiful day. It is a little bit fresh, I must admit that. Yeah, but there's a slight breeze easterly around about 20 odd kilometres an hour at the moment. But it's 13 degrees. But it's nice and nice, beautiful sunshine. See the clouds in the background out there over the top of Crown Street. Injured, and you're out at the moment. And the injury occurred during the latest state game.
Yeah, so just re-occurred re-inflamed the ribs, re-injured them. So I spent a month and a half with punctured lung and ribs, and I've just re-injured it, unfortunately. So just on the mend and trying to get right for this point, the end of the season.
McLaren get the tap down, and with it in there, it was wrapped up in a tackle. We'll start again directly in the middle of the ground. So McLaren against French. With it unable to clear this time, comes towards centre forward for Burnie. Millie Baker gets on top of the football, kicks it towards the top of the goal square. But it's Georgia Brown for Smith, Circular Saints, that's able to repel. Kick goes towards Moran. Moran's hurt her finger. She picks the ball back up because it comes back towards her. Wheels towards the centre of the goal face. Gets a kick towards Davis. Davis puts a boot to ball. French after it again. Unable to pick it up. Georgia Brown, boot to ball for Smithton. French again, back to Moran. Moran drops it. Baker taken out in a tackle. Moran this time across the shoulder. She will receive the free kick. She's around about 25 metres out. Chloe Moran for the Burnie Dockers. So she will have a shot on goal within the first minute of the final quarter. Burnie, they've had a resurgent second half of the season as Moran kicks and goes across the face, and it will be one behind. So Chloe Moran, second behind for the day. So they've had a resurgent second half of the season, and you're moving quite well at the moment, getting some real continuity, but you've got a pretty young group. About 19 years of age is the average age, even though you've got some real senior players, so Walters amongst them.
Yeah, I think we've got a mix of really old guys. There's not many in that middle 20s. Our next is kind of that 21 bracket down to your 16, 17-year-olds. So I think just a slow start to the season, but just starting to build into it now at the right end, I guess. But that just I suppose comes with a young group and starting to get a bit more confidence and starting to believe that they belong at this level.
Yeah, talk to us about some of those players that you've really been impressed with throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, so probably Emick French coming back from the Devils has probably been the big one. I think just adds a lot of experience to our group. Obviously, a great footy brain. Jalen Bryan, he's been really good his last month. He was in that Devils group. Got cut, but he's come back with some good form. Tice Jenkins is amongst that. So he was a bit unlucky to be cut from that, but come back and been playing some really good footy. But then we've kind of got your ones that are still young, like your Finn McGuinness, but they've probably played their 50 games now, and they're just starting to get the runs on the board and feel comfortable, and starting to get a really good output out of them.
Free kick to Kelsey Smith here, centre wing position, grandstand side of the ground, looking for and finding a captain, that being McLaren, right in front of the interchange. So they're starting to make some forward momentum. Back to Smith. Oh, they've mucked it up here. Burnie going to take it away. No, they don't. Across the boundary line, we'll have a boundary throw-in. Bronte Gillett applying the pressure there for Burnie. Tell us about the O'Halloran boys. I've been really impressed with their efforts at either end of the ground. So Liam usually forward and Jacques back. Is that right?
Yep. So I think they're both naturally grown up as forwards. Liam's, the natural forward, got really nice leading patterns and just starting to get it at the level. He's a really good underage player. And then Jack's probably played a little bit more at senior level the last couple of years, but he's got that versatility where he can play ahead of the ball and you can stretch teams, or he can go and play on a key, which when required can do a really good job.
Davis is able to get the footy inside 450. The Millie Baker just a shot on goal. It's gone at right angles, but I think it got there. Certainly has. So Millie Baker kicks her first for the day, first of the fourth quarter. And they move to 5-7 at 37, 5-7-37 to one behind Circular Head. So it's a 6-goal margin to the Burnie Dockers. They're really starting to apply some scoreboard pressure. They needed it. They've been a bit low with regards to their percentages throughout the course of this year, 20.82, so they're going to get a bit of a boost there, there's no doubt about that. So their 4 column will definitely go up, circular head. Even though they went down by 5 points last time, just haven't been able to be influential when they've moved the ball forward. Taking the mark there is Chloe Moran. Moran plays on, kicks inside, forward 50. House takes the mark. Kayla Kerr kicks the ball inside the goal square, and kicking it off the ground was French. So I think Marique French is coming to the bench now. So that's her first. So that's 2 within the space of a minute, out to a 7-goal margin, 42 points. The Burnie Dockers are leading Circular Head. They've only kicked the minor score for the game, Circular Head Saints. So it's 6-7-43 to 1 behind. So Burnie Dockers commanding lead. Let's see if they can continue to steamroll the Circular Head Saints in this last quarter. Another player that we spoke about, Jalen Bryan. He was a terrific goal against Wynyard at the Wynyard Recreation Ground about 3 rounds ago, Bailey, in order to be able to win the game for you, because you'd been able to lock it up. Yep. Came from behind. That was a terrific game of football. The second half in particular, very competitive, but a good reply by the Burnie Dockers in the second half, considering they were coming from around about 4 goals down at one point.
Yep.
Jalen Bryan, is he originally from Smithton? So he's Scotty Bryan's son?
Scotty Bryan's son.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So
Dogs Bryan.
Yeah, it's a big Dogs Bryan. So why is he down here at Burnie and not playing for Circular Head?
So he's grown up, I believe, gone to school up here, and all the mates, and so lives in the area. So I just believe he's played all his footy here.
Elise Hoiberg Cox, as she comes out from the defensive 50, kicks towards the centre of the ground. Breaky going to be the first one there. Turns the player inside out. Keogh gets her hands on the footy, tries again, second time around. And umpire says, give it to me. Centre forward for the Burnie Dockers. Baker, unable to tape it. Clear. Ball to ground. Over the top of it. Atkin, Stemby. McGrail. And we'll have another ball up. Still at centre forward position for the Burnie Dockers. Three Premier Leagues this year. You're one of few from the Northwest that have been involved from a statewide competition, statewide representation point of view. How have you enjoyed training in the regional training centres, and then second of all being involved representing the state?
Yeah, I've loved it. Any chance you get to be involved in a higher program like that around high-end talent, you want to be a part of it. I think being able to have a training block from November right through to a couple of weeks ago, just that extra session at a higher level, I think is great. I think it's great for obviously the development of these competitions, but also the under-18 Devils that we're training alongside. I think the feedback from that and the improvement, it's had on them having these senior guys at training. You can do a lot more, obviously, with the numbers then. But it's been awesome. Who's been facilitating those sessions at the regional centre? And I'm assuming that's at Dial Park. Is that right? Yep. Yeah, on the back over there at Dial Park. So Curtie Byard's been the senior and 18s coach. And then obviously a line coach with the senior men as well. As Taylor Hoiberg Cox kicks her second for the day. And that's the third for Burnie in the fourth quarter. So they move to 7 goals, 850, 49-point differential to Circular Head Saints, 1 behind. So 2 goals, 2 to Taylor Hoiberg Cox. So just on the receiving end there of the kick out from Circular Head, really starting to put the knife into Circular Head Saint women's side here. 7 minutes to go in the last quarter. 7-8-50 Burnie Dockers. Circular Head Saints, 1 behind. So Kurt Byard, previous Devonport coach, 1-3 on the trot, I think. Is that right? Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Yep. So, anyone else supporting Kurt in that particular role, or is it just Kurt by himself? Yeah, so then Jez he'd make his trip around every, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, come up, join in, take the session. Jamie Haywood
on the off weeks, but he's kind of like the talents, I suppose. I don't know what you'd call his actual job, but he's the coordinator on the Northwest, I suppose.
Yeah, talent identification. Yep.
That's what I was looking for.
That's right.
And then Alex Baldock is like the S&C coach.
Yep.
So that's probably the three that we mingle with throughout the week with sessions.
And how many players are involved from the Northwest, and in particular from the Burnie Dockers?
So I was the only one from Burnie. In the 18s, we've got Zeke Pennington.
Yep.
And then Jacob Stratton, who's another up-and-coming young kid who at this level has been in some good form.
Okay. Talking about the Penningtons, I'm assuming both those boys are playing today. So we've got Zeke and Jed.
Yep.
Who's older?
Jed's older.
Jed's older?
Yep.
As
2 years, maybe?
2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like that might be Keo that's taken the mark. Kind of Keo over the far side. She's kicking from the pocket. She has a shot on goal to the near side, and that's one behind. So one behind to her, and moves the score out to an even 50 points, the margin. 51 plays 50. Ball kicked out. Witherden tries to take the mark, unable to do so. Gets a boot to ball. It's going to go out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. So Jed was the older one, did you say?
Yep, Jed's older. Yep.
Yeah, by how many years?
2.
2 years.
I'd say he's 19 and Zeke's 17.
Zeke's 17, and they've been real live wires for the Burnie side.
Yep.
So they've played multiple positions.
Yep, yeah, just versatile. Zeke's probably more defender, I'd say. He's probably done a really good job in terms of getting some actually pretty good names in terms of Cow, and so he's getting a lot of experience playing on these big guys, and he's been very serviceable.
What are we looking at today with regards to style of play against the Circular Saints? Liam Davies is possibly been one of the real finds when it comes to the coaches in the NWFL this year. He's really coached the pants off Circular Saints. Last year they didn't get a winner at all. This year they've got multiple wins. Not only that, but their style and service of play has actually really improved over the course of the season. The deck today will actually be to their advantage somewhat because of the athletic prowess, in particular some of the players that they've brought across from Victoria. Naming, for example, like BK Bayer.
Yep. I suppose our game plan today will obviously focus will be around the ball. They've got a lot of quality around their ball, so we'll try and win it at the source and then try and put it in our half, and then really have a defensive mindset. Good mark there by Annalise Herzier. Kick those taken by Summer French for Burnie, centre wing position, grandstand side of the ground. What are the expectations from Bingalee with regards to the last 3 weeks last 3 rounds of the season? Yeah, last 3 rounds we want to keep heading towards finals with some real momentum. Just keep improving week by week, taking steps forward. But also we need to keep winning. So we need to sew up third spot, give ourselves a second chance, and obviously if we can potentially second spot. But I think Albion are probably clear there. Another behind there to the Burnie Dockers, so they go to 7-10, 52. Circular Head Saints, one behind. Been very good today, the Burnie Dockers, looking to improve their percentage in that kick, unfortunately, by Circular Head. I think it might have been Georgia Brown. Goes out of bounds on the full as she brings it out. And it will be a free kick to the Burnie Dockers. Taking that kick will be Piper Wickham. I reckon she's in range here, Bailey, especially with that win. Well, she's put the eyes down here, looks short. And picks out Georgia Brown from Circular Head. Currently you're sitting on 12 wins, 12 games played, 7 wins, 5 losses, 28 points, reasonable percentage, around about 129 at the moment. So 2 percentage points behind Wynyard as it currently stands, as well as a game behind Wynyard. So expectation to finish in the top 3? Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to give ourselves a second chance. And then play against, it looks like at the moment, it's not unlikely you're going to be able to catch Ulverston. So that first game would be at Ulverston, one would imagine. Final for Oldie, so been a bit of a bogey ground for the Burnie Dockers in recent times. So what would one do in order to be able to, without getting ahead of ourselves here, to be able to make sure that you finish with the W on the ledger? yeah, obviously just week by week at the moment. I know that sounds a bit cliche, but we don't want to look too far ahead because, as you can see with the competition this year, it's, from second to, at the moment, second to sixth has been pretty close. If you don't rock up on your day with the right mindset, you can get rolled. So, yeah, we need to take week by week and just keep ticking them off and come into form, in the final with some form. So.
Good, strong kick there by Rhys Davis, but it thunders into the post on the right-hand side. So 1 goal, 3 to Rhys for the day. And Burnie moved to 7-11-53. Circular Head Saints 1 behind. So 4-6-30 was Burnie's score at three-quarter time as the kick out comes and lands into the hand at the 50-metre mark to Elise Hoiberg-Cox. Wastes no time, kicks the ball back towards the top of the goal square, over the top of her teammate there in Keogh. From Monique French, dragging the Circular Head player down, and ball's been deemed to have hit the point post, so what we will have is a boundary throw-in. Any predictions for today, mate, with regards to your team and any particular player? And look, is there anyone we should be looking at in particular that might excel against Circular Head?
No, we're probably just looking to get the most out of our young blokes. So I think they'll be really setting themselves, obviously, the bye last week. So a lot of blokes coming in fresh and looking forward to a good hit out here this week. But, I think Circular Head will obviously fancy himself. But, we'll want to come out with a good mindset here early and put them on the back foot.
And that's the siren here at the end of the game where we see Burnie 7-11-53 defeat Circular Head to that 1 behind. Burnie Docker goal kickers. We have 2 to Taylor Hoiberg-Cox, 1 to the following players: Rhys Davis, Michaela House, Millie Baker, Monique French and Abby O'Connor. And Circular Head Saints, they are unable to hit the majors on the scoreboard and they ended up with 1 point. So differential being 52 points today. Some of the better players for the Burnie women. There's no doubt that Kath Witherden was absolutely terrific through the midfield. Rhys Davis up forward provided a target. Taylor Hoiberg-Cox in particular across across the centre and also up forward, kicking 2 goals too. One of the players across the middle of the ground was her sister. Elise Hoiberg-Cox was very good, and Millie Baker showing the prowess both through basketball and also football. For the Circular Head women, no doubt they were led by Leanna McLaren in the ruck, so number 17, part and parcel of the captain. I thought very early on Zarita Harris was very good for them. Kelsey Smith popped up throughout the course of the game today. On occasion, we saw Abby Edwards and Georgia Brown down back. However, they just don't have the quality of players that Burnie have got, nor do they have the depth of squad like Burnie have. And that's one thing, Bailey, I wanted to mention. The Burnie women, whilst they are still looking to improve under the services of Clint Schultz, who you've brought across from Penguin, they have lots of numbers.
Heaps of numbers.
Yeah, so they're obviously enjoying their football as opposed to a number of the other women's teams. They're really struggling. Like Wynyard at times are struggling with regards to numbers, even though they've got quality. Penguin last week, a couple of weeks ago, they only just got over the top of Burnie. But again, they were low on numbers after having 5 of their players represent the state. Circular Head also struggling with regards to numbers. So I know that Ulverston are. So obviously something's going right here at Burnie.
I probably can't comment on them, but I think Clint's done a good job of just creating an environment where people want to be, enjoy their footy, and it's obviously good to see them get a result today for their hard work. But even with the roster, I know the last kind of 2 months they haven't played too much footy with rep footy and buys and whatnot. So that's the other thing, to keep the group connected through all that. It's been credit to himself.
Magic. Well, thank you very much for taking the time. I know you've got some midfield duties today. You'll be down there with Chalky Gray and Scotty Sandman, along with Binger, with making sure the boys follow the directions that are given by the head coach. Wish you all the best against the Circular Head Saints today. All the best with the recovery with your injury, and we look forward to seeing you back on the park sooner rather than later.
No worries. Thanks, X. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Bailey Bogue from the Burnie Doggers Football Club, possibly the best player in the state. Although they'd be too humble to mention that, there's no doubt about it. A good man here from the northwest coast up here in Burnie. We'll be back very shortly with the start of the men's game between the Burnie men's Dockers and also the Circular Head Saints.